Welcome to another session on adverbs. In our previous video, we understood that adverb is a very important thing. It modifies verbs, sentences, another adverb, sometimes an adjective in a sentence. The concept being so important, they are often tested in various competitive exams. We understood the different modifications that adverbs do. Adverbs modifies verbs. They modify the verb and tell us the way the action was done. Adverbs modify adjectives, as in they give or they add a degree of intensity to the adjective. Adverbs are also used to modify an adverb. Okay, now here adverb is used to describe another adverb. Okay, we can use actually several adverbs in a sentence also. Adverbs also modifies sentences. Now these are called sentence adverbs. Okay, now these not just modify a particular word in the sentence, they modify the whole sentence itself. Okay, they give a general feeling about all the information in the sentence. Few commonly used sentence adverbs are generally, fortunately, unfortunately, interestingly, and so on. Adverbs are multifaceted. Okay, there are different kinds of adverbs we use because they perform various functions. There are mainly 5 different types of adverbs that we use. The first adverb is called adverb of degree, adverb of frequency, adverbs of manner, the fourth being adverbs of place, and the final one being the adverbs of time. Let's look ahead and study in detail what adverbs of degree are. Adverbs of degrees tell us, as the word suggests, it tells us the intensity of the verb in the sentence. Okay, they describe how much or to what degree. Right? So we can categorize the adverbs of degree as low degree, medium degree, or high degree. So words like somewhat will be of the low degree category, medium will be fairly, high degree will be extremely. These adverbs of degree can also modify adjectives, other adverbs that are placed in the sentence, and they have to be placed just before the word they modify. Okay, popular adverbs of degree are almost, hardly, just, enough, nearly, quite, simply, etc. Few sentences using adverbs of degree. This essay is hardly difficult. They have almost finished eating the pizza. This attitude is just not done. I'm so excited to move to the USA. Okay, all the underlined words in these sentences are adverbs of degree. They are to a certain extent telling us the intensity of the action that is done in the sentence. Let's move on and talk about adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency let us know how often the verb occurs. Okay, therefore they modify mostly verbs. Right? So adverbs of degree not only modify verbs, they also modify adjectives and other adverbs also. They're giving you the intensity at which they were done. But adverbs of frequency is talking most of the time about the verb, and they're telling us how often, how many times an action occurs. Okay, so as such, they modify verbs mostly. Right? They are placed just before the main verb in the sentence. Okay, so few adverbs of frequency are again, always, normally, usually, never, etc. Few sentences using the adverbs of frequency. I always read a book before bed. Please note where the adverb of frequency always is used, just before the main verb. Okay, the next sentence, does he normally walk his dog at this time? Okay, right, walk is the main verb in the sentence and normally appears just before the main verb. She usually shops at the Korean market in town. I'm never late to my classes. Okay, so usually and never also appears just before the main verb. This is an essential fact to remember, that adverbs of frequency appears before the main verb. This is also a testing question in various aspects of competitive exams. You can connect this with para-jumble questions or jumble sentences. So in jumbled sentences, there may be instances where they have given you a jumbled sentence and the usage of adverbs of frequency is often tested in jumbled sentence. In a jumbled sentence, a sentence is broken into maybe 4 parts and they are given to you in a jumbled form. You need to arrange them in an order to form a logical sentence. Mostly, the concept of adverbs of frequency is tested in jumbled sentences. We'll talk about the next adverb, adverb of manner. Adverbs of manner tells us how or in what manner something was carried out. Okay, they mostly modify verbs and they can be found at the end of a clause. This category comprises the most common adverbs, the ones that end in ly. Okay, so few of them are beautifully, generously, neatly, happily, quickly, etc. Let's look at how these words gets used in the sentence. She trimmed the red roses neatly. I combed my cat's fur carefully because it had lots of tangles. Okay, let's take these two sentences before we proceed into consideration. She trimmed the red roses neatly. Now, we just spoke that adverbs of manner appears at the end of the clause. A clause, as I mentioned in my previous video, is a part of a sentence. When a sentence is called to have more number of clauses when there is more information that gets shared in the sentence. Okay, so in the first sentence there is just one information that is shared, that she trimmed the red roses neatly. How did she do the action? She did it neatly. If you look at the second sentence, it says, I combed my cat's fur because it had lots of tangles. There are two different sets of informations given to us here. One is, I combed my cat's fur, and the second set of information is, it had lots of tangles. Right? So the clause is, the one clause will be, I combed my cat's fur, and the second clause will be, because I had lots of tangles. Okay, so adverbs of manner, okay, appear at the end of the clause. So one of the clause that is right to be used, this adverb of manner carefully, is with the first clause. Right, I combed my cat's fur carefully. Right, so it answers the question, how? How did she comb? Carefully. Let's look at the next sentence. There's no reason why you can't discuss the topic with me calmly. Right? Okay. So the whole sentence is giving us just one piece of information. At the end of that, we use the word calmly. And finally, the poem is written beautifully. Right? How is the poem written? Beautifully. In our next video, we will talk further about the other adverbs that we use in our sentences.